Hi, Stride Mates, it's Niko. We are here for the next episode of Stride Block Party, and I'm so proud to introduce my friend, business owner of Alli Fitness. We have Alli herself.
Yes, hi Niko.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, it's so good to be here.
It's great to have you here.
It's been a while since I've been in here, but I still always love this location.
Yes, and we love having you in here.
Yeah. Now, I give you like a brief description, but in your own words, do you want to tell the audience who you are, what you do, all the lovely stuff?
Yeah, so I'm Alli. I own Alli Fitness for the last 7 years. It's been a blessing. If you take a look around, we have Pilates, personal training. So we do privates, we do small group training, and we've been in the Arts District since the Arts District was really small and coming up, and it's exciting to be here and watch it grow, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah. Now, I read in an article, because, you know, I do my research here and there. Read from an article. You're from New York, right? Is that what I read? And you moved here from New York? Or what was your kind of story of when did you move here and where were you before?
Yes, so I grew up in North New Jersey.
Okay.
And then after college, I moved to Manhattan. And in Manhattan, that's when I did all my training for personal training and Pilates. And then my husband's job here in Vegas brought us out in 2016. Okay. So we've been here 9 years, and yeah, that's how we came out to Vegas.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. So I love asking this question. How did we meet?
That's a great question. I want to tell you, it's when Waldorf Astoria used to be the Mandarin Oriental, and you ran the run club out of Mandarin Oriental. So that's going back to...
Oh, yes. And I feel like I knew that was our beginning story, but I really just wanted a confirmation to make sure I didn't like hit my head and I just made up this reality that we met at the once Mandarin Oriental. Because did you used to live across from at Veer, right? Okay, yes.
Yes, at Veer Towers, and I would come over and you would have the run club.
Yes.
I thought it was amazing. I'm like, this is great. I could just walk out my front door and run with you guys.
Oh my God, I love how deep our roots go, because I'm like, you were there from like the very beginning when we first started Stride, which actually, we didn't even have a name when you were coming by. We were just the coffee run club led by Mandarin Oriental and Lululemon. But I'm glad that my thoughts were correct, that we did meet over there. But to add on to this, I know that we reconnected over here at your studio. You did a really fun, like 80s style workout class I still love, which I still have a picture, which I think I may or may not post.
You should.
Which I probably will, knowing me. But I look at it, I was like, ooh, girl, give that boy a burger. But I digress. But I know you wear many hats, trainer, business owner, but before Alli Fitness, what was your journey like? Was it always fitness? Did you just happen to go into it? Was it a family thing that was connected by it?
It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So my father has had gyms on the East Coast and now on the West Coast. So nice. I kind of grew up in the fitness industry.
Oh, okay.
And then in high school, I competitively snowboarded, and that took me into college. So fitness and working out and health has always been in my life since a kid. And then once I went to college, I wanted to do event planning, and I dabbled in that and really wasn't happy. So when I left the event planning world, I kind of was like, what am I going to do? I love helping people. I want to be around people. I love health and wellness. I love fitness. And kind of at that same moment, I was introduced to NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine, which I went through the personal training certificate. And then someone said, find a niche, find something you're really good at, and follow that path. And kind of at the same time, I was introduced to Pilates and all the equipment. And then from there, I went through a 600-hour, 6-month certification where I basically lived in a studio and learned and grew, and it just evolved from there. Nice. Yeah.
Wow. And I'm just tagging on this other question, but what are you certified in? I feel like there's a lot.
There is.
Because I saw an article, and I think it was maybe like a few years ago, and I'm like, oh, but I'm just going to ask her in person.
Yeah. So we're talking 2010 was when I first got my personal training certificate, my Pilates, I got TRX, I got bar, spinning. and then got hundreds of continuing education courses to keep everything up to date. Wow. So yeah.
Look at you.
So if you look around the studio, you'll find a bar, you'll find some TRX. So everything complementary to things I've learned along the way.
Nice.
Yes.
I feel that. I feel you on that. Now, because it is a run club podcast, what has been your history with running so far, maybe in the past and currently? What are we doing?
So in 2010, when I moved to Manhattan, my husband and I started running around Central Park.
I love running around there.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
We would run the Great Loop almost every night, 6.1 miles. Wow. And it was a struggle in the beginning. I would get 1 mile and I'd be like, I'm walking the rest of this.
You're like, the whole 6 today?
Right? It would take me hours to finish. But then as I got better at it, I said to him, I was like, we should find different ways to kind of keep us going, goals and events. So we started running mud runs, and then we started doing 5Ks, and then we started doing half marathons. And then recently kind of hung up the run shoes, but I said 2026, I'm bringing it back. I want to do some sort of half marathon. No full marathons, but
nice.
Yeah.
You heard this here first. So 2026, it's around the corner.
I'm like,
Well, we won't ask you to do a full half or even a 10, but how about a cute 5 every once in a while?
That.
Yeah. Well, nice. I'm glad we do have like a plan on that and all that stuff. So, which I totally get. I took some time off from my own health problems as well. So, but it's great to get back into it, right?
For sure, right? There's nothing like it.
And you did run with us a handful of times when we were down here. So, which history lesson, when Stride moved down here, we were partnering with Alli Fitness, meeting right in front over here in the alley. So
that is true.
Which was a great time, and it was so good to reconnect, after that and come back over here and look at us, we're still here.
I know, all these years later.
All right, well, so outside of training people, what's something you enjoy doing when you're not at the studio? Any hidden passions that you're okay to share with?
Let me think about this. So I love to hike. I love to just go get lost in nature. That's one thing. And I love to travel. I've been to over 53 countries, and I am obsessed with adventuring and exploring. So I'd have to say those are my 2 passions outside of the studio.
I love that. Yeah. And like, what an amazing feat at 53 different countries. And there's so much more to explore too.
Exactly.
So.
I haven't even touched half of the places I want to go.
Which is great. You still have a long life ahead of you to like explore the world. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the whole conversation. So, business origin and all this lovely stuff. So what inspired you to start Alli Fitness itself? Like, I know you went through, you just mentioned your whole event planning stage, blah, blah, going back to something you know. Is there anything else with that story of like how it came to be? Because I know there's so many different avenues, like you be a trainer somewhere else, or, so why your own studio?
Why my own studio? I'll tell you, there's a background to this of why I wanted to create my own place. Because when I was in New York City and I started getting clients, everyone wanted me to go to their house. And it would take me all day to get from apartment to apartment. And I loved everyone. It would just be my whole day running around the city. And I said, it would be great to have a wonderful place of my own that I can almost call home, where people can come to me. But in Manhattan, I could probably never make that happen with how that city is. And then people being all over the city, they're not going to leave their little radius. So when I moved out here and I had to restart, I found a place to work at, and I said, when I build up clientele and I start getting my feet wet in Vegas and really understand what goes on here, then maybe I can find a place. And fast forward, the arts district, because my husband was involved with the area down here, and a space became available, I was like, oh my gosh, I can make the space completely my own, be creative, and create a home for all these people that value the training or my trainer's training. They can all come and experience this environment that I get to create and help anyone coming through the door. So that's kind of how it evolved into.
That's amazing. I love that. So bring us back to the early days, once the thought of Alli Fitness was going to happen. how did you kind of formulate how you wanted this studio to be within all of your, as you said yourself, you have so many certifications, and it kind of is a little bit of a yearbook of what you know around here, So what was the thought process? Was that the immediate thought process when you thought of that, or was there like a few different blueprints along the way?
A couple blueprints. But I knew that I loved classical Pilates and the foundation and the movements that it has to offer. And you could take any body and put them on any piece of equipment you see in this room. And then I also love the functionality of the training that you can do with all the equipment. So I thought that having the Pilates and the personal training as a combination, I could really help out a lot of people with the combination of both. And then, you're like, well, maybe I'll throw a bar in there, throw some bar classes on, attract some different people through the door.
Yeah.
So all these different modalities attract different people to them. So I felt that having a little bit of everything might entice one person or another person and bring them into the studio to kind of see all the different modalities I've learned along the way and bring them to one session or sessions. So, yeah.
Nice, I love that. Now, you probably get this a lot. So, the name, Alli Fitness, where did that come about? I feel like I kind of know, but like I want to hear from you, of course, first, so how did that go, Alli?
The Alli Fitness, because I was like, well, I can call it Alli, A-L-L-I, my name, Fitness, but I'm like, that's pretty corny. And the studio, yes, I own and operate, but it's more about the people coming in. So I'm like, I don't want it to be solely focused on me. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm in an alley. So why don't we just call it A-L-L-E-Y, Alli Fitness. So it's a little play on my name. And
I love that so much. I mean, I feel like I knew that even though you didn't tell me, because I'm like, okay, Alli Fitness, we're in an alley over here. So it just makes sense. For me doing marketing, I just love good marketing. Like that is so good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. All right, next up about the business side of it. What were some of the biggest challenges when launching this, and how did you overcome those?
There were probably two biggest challenges. The first one was building the studio out. I have never been involved with a build out of a place. So having to learn how to go to the city and get a certificate of occupancy and making sure everything was up to code to allow people to come into the studio was quite an adventure, and I would say a learning experience. But I feel like once you learn, now you can go out and do it again.
Absolutely.
The steps. So that was a challenge. And the second challenge was, I guess, more for me and kind of like a mental, not a mental block, but oh my God, I'm creating this space. Are people gonna follow me into it? Like, I think that was a challenge, like getting over the fact, like, listen, just open the doors. You have a skill set, you have a business, and people are going to value what you're bringing to the table. And just saying, people will come and they will take what you have and just love it and grow with it. And, I think opening the doors and then seeing the business flourish was very like, hey, I got this, So I tell everyone that's looking to open up their own business, just do it. I'm like, you know what, you'll be surprised once you open those doors, like how many people will be like, oh wow, look at what you created. So
I love that. Yeah. I got that kind of similar advice from our OG like walk piece leader. She's always been one of my biggest cheerleaders, and she's always just, for me, I think, and we're probably similar in the same as like, we're kind of perfectionists. You kind of want to make sure everything is perfect before you open doors, but sometimes, and she's just like, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and just do it and figure it out along the way, because you'll attract the people you want to attract,
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and you're still here, so congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I read this on your site, so I just wanted to know, Alli Fitness describes itself as an intimate, non-intimidating, friendly, and welcoming to all levels. How did you land on that mission? I'm assuming it's from like past experience.
And it's a mouthful.
Because I'm like that too with Run Club, so they're like, oh, how'd you, I'm like, it's from past experience.
You collect things along the way,
yes.
Right? So how I landed on that was, I think it started with myself, going and experiencing different environments. I always say I will never train someone with something I can't relate to or have experienced myself. So I would go to different studios and I would get these feelings of like, oh, wow, that was the best instructor. What made that instructor so good? They were friendly, they were warm, they were helpful. You know, they had those cues where they touched and remembered your name. And then you went to studios where you're like, oh my God, I would never go back to that place again. Like, but what was it about that? Like, the room smelled, or like the people were just horrible, or you're like, oh God, I really don't feel like I fit in here. So I feel like with both routes and all the experiences I had, I was like, you know, I want to make sure that anyone walking through that door feels comfortable. You know, they never feel like they're in a workout where they can't do it. Because there's so many ways to modify and change a workout or change an atmosphere where it makes it comfortable. And, you know, you're not going to please everyone, but as long as I know that I have control of helping to make those experience better, then that's important to me. So yeah, that's how I landed on that.
Yeah, which is, I think, always great to hear, because then it's coming from you, your own passion. You're not just kind of throwing a whole mission together just because it's trending on TikTok or something.
Right.
Like, it is from personal experience, and you know, I live by that as well. So it's kind of like, well, I've experienced this. I'm sure there is going to be a market for people who feel just like I do in that situation, which you happily cultivated here.
Thank you.
And speaking of, your studio has an amazing reputation for being friendly, approachable, safe for all fitness levels. Was that always your vision, or did the belief grow in earlier experiences in your fitness spaces?
I feel that, okay, so the Pilates world is, as you can see, growing and it's exploding. And when I was taught, it was kind of just starting out. Every studio I went to was very small, and I wanted to keep that level of intimacy and level of training where you really never had more than 3 people in a class. And now you go to studios and there's like 20 people, and you're like, someone's gonna get hurt, or the art of Pilates is gonna get lost. Same with the personal training. Like, you wanna make sure your form is good. So when I opened this, I wanted to make sure I didn't have too many reformers. An instructor was well trained, could always see what's going on, whether it was personal training or Pilates. So yeah, that's how I like to keep the studio space with that.
That's a great explanation. I never even thought of it that way, to really just make sure to have someone to really watch you, even though it's a small intimate class of 3 people, but it's almost having a personal trainer really watching all your moves, you know? Because yeah, I mean, especially in this part of our life right now, like wellness events are becoming huge and people are getting into fitness more, which is great. But yeah, like to your point, you get these studios and they're like booked back to back. There's like 25 people, you're gonna get lost, and it's horrible if you're a first timer, because then you may injure yourself, you know, if that instructor's not watching, you know, so I get that.
Yeah. And if they get injured, they're definitely not coming back. So we want to keep people happy and healthy and safe.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is going to be about like community in the arts district altogether here. So I know you mentioned it earlier before that your husband was doing some work down here and had to find. Was there any other reason that the arts district became the home of Alli Fitness?
I wanted to be part of a place that was up and coming, and I wanted to be alongside like makers who were creative and doing their own thing, where you're not forced to be in a box. You can really explore your creativity and be your own person. I feel like the arts district really captured that. If you walk around to any of these businesses, it's all people that are just living their dreams or trying to create their dreams. And even for the Run Club, I mean, that's something you dreamt up and you're growing and expanding. So it's really cool.
It's a great neighborhood, you know, and I feel like a lot of the business here, we all kind of either started around the same time or like back to back, you know, especially during that pandemic stage, you know, because we were here like we ran like 3 times, then we were shut down.
I'm like, sorry, Niko, I can't open the door.
I like literally remember it was St. Patrick's Day, because every time St. Patrick's Day, I was like, oh, that was the anniversary when we got shut down. We took a lovely picture over there, and then we were off for a few months.
Like, I'll see you when I reopen.
I'm like, hey, we'll wait for what happens next, I guess.
And then that was cool too, because prior to the pandemic, I was throwing, you mentioned it earlier, those era parties where we got to come all together to be creative and have an 80s night or a 70s night, and use fitness from that era and just have a ball in here. So I think that's the part of the creativity that I love down there. You can be completely your own person and do your own thing. And, you know, people are like, this is exciting. Like, I want to be a part of it. So, yeah.
Now I'm going to throw this question just randomly because you just mentioned it. Are we going to get another event like that again?
You know, I think so.
Not to put it on you, but I'm like, I just loved the event. It was just so good. You know, like, it was just fun, you know?
It was fun.
Maybe because me and my friends just like to dress up, but like, it was just like a great excuse.
Maybe we can collab. We could do like a run club, Alli Fitness, 80s workout run.
Ooh, that would be cute.
Let's talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about this after this. You ain't getting the full scope yet. In 2026. After the holidays are over.
I'm going to get my running shoes back on.
I know. You're like, I need to actually start running so I can run with you guys.
Exactly.
All right, to close out this whole thing for the Arts District, how does being a creative, artsy, and local business-driven neighborhood shape the studio's vibe and the business decisions you make? I know you kind of touched on that, like you can be more creative instead of being like at a strip property, which I'm not going to mention a strip property. I almost did, and I was like, never mind.
You're like, whoop.
I was like, oh. My pretend producer over there is like, stop.
I love that. But that's the thing. I think you're exactly what you're saying, how when you come through these doors down here, you can do anything you want and you don't have any parameters that you would if you were to work for, let's say, a corporate company or a casino where they expect you put your name tag on, wear your clothes. It's like the first place I worked out when I moved out here. Like, oh, you don't have the proper pants on? Go home, change. Where here, I can wear hot pink pants. I can wear neon pants anytime I want. And if I want to throw on a 80s party, I can.
There you go.
So I like the fact that like I could be as creative as I want to be here rather than somewhere where there's very strict parameters of what you can and can't do.
Absolutely.
Within reason.
Yes, within reason. But it's true, yeah, like you could wear hot pink, you know, and just call it a day.
Exactly.
You know?
Share my vibes,
there you
everybody.
go. You're like, oh, there's Alli wearing hot pink again. It's one of those days.
Exactly.
She's going to kick my ass.
With a smile on.
Yeah, there you go. As a true trainer would be, right? You're like, I don't know if she's mad or angry or... I better just do these sets. All right, now because you are, you know, Alli Fitness, you're in the realm of fitness and thinking about changing people's lives, really. What has been the most rewarding success story from Alli Fitness that you love to share, or that maybe someone has told you or you've watched throughout the years and they maybe have never even said anything, but you know that's a great success story?
You know what a success story is for me is I have 4 people that have trained with me for 9 years. And for them showing up continuously on a weekly basis just says so much to me about, you know, they really care about themselves. They don't slack off in their life. They're committed. And it's really, really special for me to see that commitment because it says to me that they experience some sort of value that I'm providing them in my services to them. I'm making them feel better, whether physically, mentally, helping them hit their goals year after year after year, because 9 years is a long time. So for me, those 4 people really, like when I think about everything I'm doing, it makes me feel really good and makes me feel that what I'm doing is really making a difference. And I know people will probably see this and be like, well, I haven't trained with you for 9, but 5. There's a few people that are like, I'm the OG. And I'm like, yes, sort of.
The comments are going to go wild, all of your clients.
Like, I was the first one. But, you know, the special thing about the studio is that I would tell you 90% of the people that walk through this door, when they show up again and again. They come and they're committed, and it just makes me feel so good that they're sticking to their goals with me being here or my trainers being here to provide a great service for them. So that's a success story for me.
I mean, that's great. That's commitment. 9 years. I mean, that's longer than most relationships. Like, that's a relationship by itself.
Right?
I mean. I always get the most interesting reaction. This is just sidebar over here, but like when someone's like, "Oh, we've been together for like 15 years," I'm like, "Wow, 15 years," and then they're like, "That sounded horrible." No, that's just like such a rarity now. Like,
right?
Like. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of commitment with like fitness or even like a job you've been with too long, but there's the divorce rate is still goes so high. So I mean, at least they're committed somewhere, right?
Exactly. They might not be committed to their spouse or whatnot, but at least they're committed to their workout.
Right, exactly. They're like, hey, I still gotta look good.
Right?
Well, cool. No, I do agree with that. It's not like what probably would people think of a success story, but it's still a success story, and that you have to come in commitment, you know, because it can be hard, whether it's like, stuff going on in their life or whatever, money, jobs, but for the fact that they're still come along, and it's probably like their saving grace, honestly.
Right.
I mean, I get that from Run Club. It's like, it's like the one moment of their day where they don't have to be this person. They could just be, who they really are, feel comfortable and do something good for their body.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, to close out this, jog the memory section, where do you hope to see Alli Fitness in the next few years? Are you hoping to kind of like live outside of you where it just kind of grows? Like, is there anything you could share about that? Have to ask permission,
I want to keep doing what I'm doing, and I want the studio to keep growing and flourishing, especially as the neighborhood continues to grow. Like I said about New York, people stay within their radius, but I feel like now that the area is kind of expanding and people are moving into it, it's just going to get better and better, and providing a very unique service in here with the Pilates and the personal training, very one-on-one. It'll allow people to come in and see what we're doing, and maybe we can keep growing with instructors and some more knowledge and skills, because if you can look around and see, there's plenty of room to add things to it.
There is. I love that. You're like, I have plenty of room to add more stuff in here.
Bring it on.
Right?
And then maybe some more run and 80s.
Absolutely.
So.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's going to go amazing in the next few years, especially like you said, the neighborhood here is growing. We're going to get some more legitimate neighbors up in here, with the new different condos and all that stuff that's happening here. Right. So yeah, I'm excited for you and all of us down here, actually.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah. All right, my dear, this is the last section over here. This is your rapid fire questions, your run the block. This is your sprint. So just give me a one-word answer for each of these. Now, if you do want to go in an explanation, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
I'll try to keep it short.
All right, first question. These are just 5. So besides what you offer at Alli Fitness, what is your go-to workout outside of studio besides hiking? Do you even have one?
I like to do it all.
Yeah.
I like to box. I like to.
Oh, see, I mean, you don't offer boxing here. I mean, not yet. Not yet. I mean, there's plenty of room right over here.
I like to box. I like to do dance. I like all the modalities.
Nice.
I just like to keep moving, and I like to learn, and I like to experience different things.
I love that. I love people who love to move, honestly.
Yeah, it's so great. It's healing.
And
right?
it's healthy.
It is.
It's healthy. It's like the most free thing you could do is just keep moving.
Right?
All right. Arts District business you want to give a shout out to?
Oh gosh, that's so hard because there's so many.
I'll give you a top 3. How about a top 3?
Okay, I wanna.
Nice. Love.
The Good Wolf.
Yes.
Oh my God, you can't narrow it to 3. I love everybody.
Well, you have a coffee place, a clothing place. How about maybe just like a restaurant bar place around here?
Bar. Oh, Echo.
Oh, yes.
Chef Nat puts on a wonderful brunch.
Oh, I haven't been there
Oh my
yet
God,
for brunch.
Oh, it's so good.
If anyone knows me, I love freaking brunch.
You better go brunch.
Yes.
She's got these beignets on the menu. Ooh, I live for dessert.
See, and it is brunch, and that's definitely a cheat meal portion, so I could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Good. I love that shout out right there. I'm going to definitely take up on that. Now, we did talk about your running history and the running plans, but let's say, I was going to say as of today, but let's say in the middle of 2026.
Okay.
Would you rather do a full marathon, a half, a 10K, or a 5, or just catch me on the couch?
Not the couch. I'm going to say a 10K. Half might be too ambitious.
Yeah.
But 10K would be something I'd aspire to do in the
Nice.
middle of 26.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Maybe
right.
somewhere fun like Hawaii or.
I mean, you know,
right?
I've always loved, which I'm going to release a clip later on today about like my random story, which I'm not going to repeat it here, but I love running by the water. So, I mean,
amazing.
you know, it just feels good, doesn't it? You know, just like,
Yeah.
you know, I just feel better running by water, you know? So I love that for you. I'm going to put that out for you in the universe, a Hawaii 10K.
Thank you. You hear that, universe?
Yeah. You hear that? All right. If Alli Fitness hosted a Stride and Sweat block party, what workout or activity would you want to lead?
I want to lead the ab workout.
Ooh, oh my God. My ab just like crunch right now just thinking about that. That's really good.
Yeah, right? Maybe before the run, maybe after the run.
Yeah, probably after run.
right?
Yeah.
I might lose somebody.
I know. They might actually get a cramp while they're running. They're like, oh my God.
Why did I do that?
I like that. We'll talk about that since we're talking about collabing in an event.
Yeah.
All right, last rapid question. One word to describe Alli Fitness.
Unique.
I agree on that wholeheartedly.
Unique.
Wholeheartedly, I believe that. I mean, I feel that. I feel the love in here, you know, and I do feel comfortable in here for sure. Not just because I've been here before, but if I was coming here for the first time, I'd be like, okay, I could see myself in here for 9 years.
Yeah, right?
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alli.
Thank you, Niko.
Thank you for spending this afternoon with me, talking about all
Yeah.
things Alli Fitness and getting to know you just a little bit more. So,
Definitely. Thank you.
is there anything you would like to plug? Where can people find you? Social media, all that
Yes.
lovely stuff, and anything you want to plug coming
Yeah.
up?
So Alli Fitness LV on Instagram. Hopefully we'll have some fun events with Stride. And then allifitness.com, you can check out the website for our classes, for pricing, for all Alli Fitness info. So, and I'm Alli, so if you need anything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you so much.
Yeah.
All right, Stride mates, that is this episode of Stride Block Party. Catch us on Spotify. You'll catch this video on YouTube. Other than that, you could catch us on Instagram. All of my links and your links will be in the description of YouTube as well as Spotify. But I will see you on the next episode because every great block party starts with good people. All right, bye, Stride mates.